Well, good morning, Lion fans. Welcome to the Lions Den. We're back for another week of visiting with Coach T. How's that sound, Quinton? Pretty
That
good?
sounds pretty good. I don't know. We have to ask him how he
Hey,
likes that.
we had some good football Friday night,
Yeah,
buddy.
we did.
Good
We put a
football, and I enjoyed it.
put
I
a beat
enjoyed it.
down on him. It was good.
We came back home and took care of business. And once again, folks, Lions Den, want to say thanks to Ozona National Bank for bringing us every Thursday morning straight to your phone, house, computer, wherever you have us. And our guest, Coach Taylor, he brings a guest himself. So, Coach Taylor, good morning.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Who's your guest this morning?
This morning we have Coach Chad Myers, the head girls basketball coach.
Well, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. First of all, first year in Ozona, correct? We're going to ask you because, believe it or not, there's some people that you weren't a very popular kid in high school, so people don't know who you really are. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, man. Hey, tell us about you. Tell us about coming back home, family, kids. Tell us the whole story. That way our fans can find out who Coach Myers is.
I started school here, finished school here, graduated in '99, and then went off to college. Went to Sul Rouse for a few years, and then went to Angelo State. Graduated from there, and then I've been coaching my 14th year. First time to be a head girls basketball, but before that I was head boys for 5 years, and we had some success. Made it 3 out of the 5 years in the playoffs. 2 out of those 3, we made it 3 rounds deep. So, I was fortunate enough to have a good group of kids that worked hard for me, and we're excited to be back. My wife's my assistant coach, Eva Myers. She's talented in herself. She played college basketball. She's done a lot of things, and we have 5 kids. My daughter lives in Fort Worth. She's 10. I have a son that's 10. And then we have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So we got a lot of kids running around.
Trying to make a basketball team, huh?
Co-ed basketball.
Yeah.
Co-ed basketball.
Well, welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome back home. And when you talk about your family, beautiful family, I have the honor of knowing everybody. And you talk about this is your first year coaching female basketball or girls basketball, or
I've been at Menard. I was assistant girls basketball and head softball. So I did those for a couple of years. So I've coached girls before, but first head girls basketball.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there a lot of difference, boys and guys, or about the same game plan?
It's the same game plan, but I will say this: these girls, and I'm lucky enough to have them. They do anything I ask them to. They work hard. They've bought in since we were able to start with them in June. And they bought in for the summer camp for that hour we were able to do, and then when we started in August, only getting them for 45 minutes, but still, they've done everything and anything I've asked them to, from running cross country to lifting weights, to just those little bit of practices. They've done everything I've asked them to, and we're lucky to have them.
and today was the first. Yesterday, Wednesday afternoon was the first day of girls basketball practice.
Yes,
How did they look, Coach? I mean, you think that cross country helped, or
I really do. I really do think it helped. And I really believe that if you don't have a sport in the fall to compete in, that you need to do something. Cross country, you're able to compete. We don't have volleyball here, so if we didn't do cross country, then they would just be sitting there, not able to compete and do the things that they need to do, and just to get that competitive mentality.
Yeah.
And the girls, they struggled with it at first, especially getting up early and doing the cross country workouts, but they love it. I mean, they're in shape. We don't have to spend time in practice working on getting them in basketball shape. I mean, they're all there. They're already there, and it's easier and better for us to do. It just makes it a whole lot
Yeah.
easier.
and that's one of the things I grew up with. I went to school in Del Rio, and I remember even after football, they still made us do sports. They didn't make us, but they'd ask us to do sports where we were running throughout the year because they're like, in the summer, we know you're not going to do nothing. So they had us in sport, do something that'll keep you in shape. That way, those 3 months or whatever, 2 months, whatever summer vacation, you're not going to get way out of shape. And then you start again when football season. So and we know because we have girls in the basketball team. We're the ones that wake up at 5:30 in the morning because the moms, they don't feel like they have to, but we're the ones that do it. No, but yeah, I think it's awesome. I think the girls, it helps the girls a lot. I mean, I saw the difference just from them picking up my daughter a while ago from practice. She usually first day she walked out of there red, and you could tell the difference today. So it helps a lot. And is it hard trying to coach kids from your classmates? I mean, you think that's going to be a hard situation, or?
No, sir. I mean, I don't ever look at it that way. You know, I look at the kids and look at their ability to do things. You know, from fundamentals that we've done all the way since June until now, and the as better as they've gotten. You know, I don't say, oh, that's your parents and this and that. No, I mean they put in the work and they deserve all the credit. You know, from whoever the parents are and from whoever they are. I mean, they deserve the credit. And I mean, they're doing great. You know, it's from watching them till June, doing the little ball handling drills we've done and the dribbling drills we do until now. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell it's the same people. And it's awesome to watch and see and experience.
Well, and I know Quinton had a question for you earlier. We were talking, and you had a question about the numbers.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of girls. Are you gonna have like a freshman team, or I mean, I know there's tons of girls.
My hope right now is to have a varsity team, a JV team, and a JVB team.
There you go. Yeah.
We have 35 out today.
There's a lot of girls.
That's my intention to do. And what I said yesterday in the parent meeting, or Tuesday in the parent meeting, is my goal is to get, and I know it's going to be tough, and I know it's going to be nearly impossible, but to get 27 games total for each group. I would love that.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
But I'm trying to do it. I've gotten a lot of teams, and unfortunately, they might have to play that same team 3 or 4 times. But to me, at least they're able to play basketball
Yeah.
at home or sit on the bench, and I'm really trying to do those kind of things.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. As long as they have a game, it doesn't matter who's it's against, because they're just going to get better, throughout the year, and they get that experience of playing and stuff. Whether it be 18, it doesn't matter. As long as they get to play, they're just going to get better.
Trying to do as many as I can, and with the UR Wolves, there's no tournaments. So there's no tournaments. All you get is 27 total games.
Man.
So I'm trying to find people, especially now that we're able to start today, and they're going to see how many numbers they have. They're like, hey, I can put another team out, or yeah, I can do this, and that B team may not be able to play on the same nights as the JV, but they may be playing on Monday nights the same as the junior high, or Thursday nights the same as the junior high.
Yeah, because it's hard for you to have both of them playing on the same night, because you got to coach both teams, so you got to stagger it. Yeah.
So at least they're going to be able to have a game that week.
Yeah.
That's important to me.
That's awesome, because they have games, they get experience. Doesn't matter who they're playing. It's a big school, small school, as long as they're playing.
And one thing I want to say, and this is to both of y'all, I feel like it's a great year for my daughter to be a freshman at Ozona High School, just because the new attitude brought in as a football coach. In my eyes, I mean you have a lot of I don't know how to say it, like people look up to the football team. I mean, I through all sports. I know you were a basketball player all through high school. I know that because when I used to dunk in your yard, you was a kid and you were already dribbling that basketball. But football, everybody, and then that attitude that those kids bring with the tie and stuff, there's something new. For these freshmen, like we're always talking about Rigo and all these kids, and these are a bunch of great kids coming up from junior high to already come into their freshman year and start learning this. When they become seniors, it's going to be great. The thing you did last night, man, that was awesome. That parent meeting, I think that was great. Talking about even the dress code, talking about how y'all going to eat, all that, because I'll tell you, bringing that to our kids, that's great.
I think just overall, I think one of the biggest things we're trying to, preach to these kids or really just create, the culture, the environment, the atmosphere here in Ozona is, all the little things that we're doing matter. And I'm always preaching that to the football guys, you pay attention to the details, you do the little things right, and we're going to harp on it, and there's going to be consequences when we don't do it. I mean, they see that all the time whenever there's little things that they don't do right, because we're going to get them. But it's just, it's a culture thing, and it's just something that is going to improve these kids in every aspect of their life, everything that they're doing, for the sports, academics, and then just in society in general. You know, we want these kids growing up to be, you know, amazing husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, you know, the best employee, the best boss, whatever they're going to be, we want them to be the best that they can be because they were an Ozona Lion or a Lady Lion. You know, and that's something I think it's great to see that you're noticing or whatever. That's something we're trying to get across to these kids and to really develop and, you know, just create that culture.
And it is. I mean, I've seen it. I moved here, like I said, from a 5A school, where in reality, they miss out on a bunch of kids that the program doesn't, because they're looking for athletes and they're not concentrating on every kid. When I moved here, I noticed that. I noticed they were concentrating on every kid. Then my senior year, we got a coach that it was like, yeah, he was concentrating about how we looked, but it seemed like that wasn't helping us on our field, you know. So now I see y'all come in and I see the best of it both in and out of the field. And I think that's kind of what they wanted to do with us, and kind of I seen it. It was hard, but y'all are bringing all the tools, and it's something that y'all probably didn't even sit and talk about it, but yet every coach we're getting, you know, now the basketball coach is doing it. You came and did it, and I think that's a great thing for our community. I think as parents, sometimes it's so easy for us to make a phone call and start making excuses for our kids. I think we're in a moment now where coaches like this, we should take advantage of them and let y'all be coaches, let y'all be teachers to help us with our kids. And that's, you know, it's talking to the parents, because I'm a parent. There's been times I want to get on that phone and, oh, you're not going to do that to my daughter. But I have to realize that, okay, you did something wrong, you're going to pay your consequences. And I think that's going to make us better athletes, better, like you said, better parents, better. When you graduate here, you're going to have tools to make you a better person out in the community. So I want to say I appreciate that. I really enjoyed it. Me and my wife talk about it. Me and Quinton talk about it when we're on the road. So I do want to tell you thank you. Lots of parents want to say thank you. And I think what you're doing with the basketball girls and the outfit, you know, that's kind of like the tie. It's something that's going to give you a little pride, you know, be prideful for your team, to represent your team, represent your town. I mean, I still say it because we did pick that thing. That from our coach, we did pick up. Take pride on where you come from, who you are. Like you said last night, you don't just represent your school, you represent your parents. You represent yourself. So I do want to say thank you for that. And like I said, you got some great athletes when it comes to basketball. But them girls are tough, so
they're mean. I've been to a game. Well, girls basketball is different to me than guys basketball, because you know guys get a foul, they back off. Not girls. It's like a fight out there every rebound.
I think today we had a football match out there for a little while, and I said, you know, y'all are gonna be sitting by one of us on the bench already in the first quarter just because as many fouls as you want to get.
Yes.
And y'all got to stop it, but I mean sometimes the only way for them to learn is to get the fouls, and then they're going to be sitting on the bench and wondering, hey, why am I not in? Well, because the consequence that you chose to do this instead of doing these other things. But I think towards the end of the practice, and not only that, I knew it was the first day of the practice, and they're tired, and you know we hadn't been able to go a full practice yet. You know, we only get 45 minutes or an hour in the summer, so now we're able to get all the hours or as many as we want to. You know, and it helps, and it shows them like, hey, now I understand what's going on, or now I know what to do. You know, and the girls, they bought in, you know, and they're excited about it, and it's exciting right now. You know?
So you know, I've learned a lot of football since I've been working with Quinton, and thank you, Quinton. But we talk about, you know, like this last weekend, we talked about having the similar offense and stuff. What kind of offense, defense do you bring, Coach? Is there something that you're bringing new to these girls? Or are they going to have to learn like a whole new offense from what they had, you know, coming from junior high, regardless?
Well, I mean, I've always been one of the coaches that, you know, every girl or every person needs to learn every spot on the floor. That way, you know, and I heard this from a college coach at one of the classes or one of the things that I listened to. That way I'm not looking down the floor and say, hey, you know, you play here. It's like, no, I just play at this area. Instead, I can look down and say, hey, go get in for so-and-so. And they know every spot on the floor. And that's something that I've really wanted to believe in, and really we've bought in and done. You know, like offense is where it's a constant motion offense, where you're moving nonstop and not just sitting still. I'm harping. You can't sit still. You can be patient. You move the ball as much as you want, but you can't be still. Defensively, I love to run a man. But I've got to teach them the right way to do it. They're used to running certain zones and this and that, but I've got to teach them the mentality, and the fundamentals to do, a man defense.
And then coming from a smaller school like this, I mean, you show up to games sometimes. Your guard is as tall as their post. I mean, just because of the smaller towns and stuff. So I would understand where something like that would help. I mean, yeah, you're right. So, well, Quinton, you got any more questions for Coach Myers?
No, I think that's it. Are you going to help coach with softball, also?
Spring, I'll be doing golf.
Golf. Okay. Sweet.
So
I'm trying to get my daughter into the golf.
Golf and basketball is what you'll be doing. Well, want to thank you. Hopefully we'll bring you back once basketball starts rolling. Maybe we'll get to go to a couple of games. I guess we'll get to do a couple of basketball games. And good luck this season. Good luck with that 8th grade bunch.
He's talking about the freshmen now there.
Yeah.
I would like to say, before we hired Coach Myers, I talked to Coach Fott, and those of you in this community, Coach Fott, and he said that Coach Myers can bring a state title back to Ozona.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? I will say this, Coach. I will say this. I will say the girls, the 8th grade girls that we have right now, and whether it's your first, second, third string, I think you got enough players in there. I think you have the girls that could easily get you somewhere. Now, I haven't focused on our sophomores, juniors, seniors, but I know that the young group that you're coming up as freshmen, I mean, if you don't take care of business, Coach, we'll be looking for somebody else next time. I'm going to tell you. No, I'm just playing. But
the seniors, the seniors the 8 seniors we have on the team this year, they've really bought in, and they've become the role models for this group, and that's what's going to help a lot. That's what's going to help in the future, because the seniors asked their last year, but it's got to start somewhere, and it's a great group to start with. To start the first building block of the success we're going to have. It relies on them right now.
And I did see some of them seniors last night because I went to the parent meeting. And I did see some of them seniors looking at those flags up there. And I think they want one.
They do.
I think they want one, and I really think we'll get one. So
it was during one of the workouts, this summer, and a couple of seniors, they were mad. So what's going on? I said, Coach, we're tired of losing. And that right there, I mean, of course, I was already ready, but that fired them up. I said, well, we're not going to. Don't worry about that. We're going to do the right things that we need to do to win and to get one of those banners up there. And that was one of our mottos is, 2021, it's time to hang another banner. Because I think the last time they did it was 10 years, 12 years, something. I mean, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
forgot what that last one was, but I know it's been a while on there. I mean, it's time to hang another one,
So, well, I mean, we're not going to challenge you or nothing here, Coach, but we're going to push you. We're going to push you. We're going to push you. Yeah, Coach Fott and Little Fott. I don't know which Fott you're talking about, but all of them, yeah. I think they're all coaches. I think even the kids they're probably in 6th grade and they're already coaching little dribblers. So, Coach, good luck. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming back home, and good luck with these girls. I think you got some great athletes. I always brag about our kids, and these kids I think are going to be some great athletes coming up. And I know you got some great leaders with those 8 seniors, and I think you got all the tools to do something. And we're here to back you up, whatever you need. Just when they start fighting, don't call us. No, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. So good luck, Coach, and thank you for coming to the Lions Den.
Sweet. Well, guess we'll get on to football and go over our game recap.
That's right. We got a little
Talk
game
about some
recap.
touchdowns we got
Well, we
here.
talk here. We'll play the recap and let you know that this is a recap made up by Huddle. So it's off what they pick up in their plays. You know, I don't think
we
the
didn't
coaches,
make it.
Yeah, the
This
coaches
is-
or nobody has nothing to do with this. So it's just some of the replays from the game, and highlights. But as that plays, we'll visit with Coach Taylor,
Talk
and
about the play, and
talk about the different plays you had this week
we
or
had
this Friday.
a young player had some pretty good plays. I think was it Logan Faye's
Logan
a
Faye.
sophomore, ain't he?
Yeah, we had some good production from Logan Faye.
I'll tell you.
Saying-
No, go ahead.
saying, this past week against Brackett, one of the biggest things we worried about the whole week was, are we going to come out flat? Because last time we played a home game, it didn't go so well. We came out flat, didn't perform, and that's something as coaches we worried about the whole time. It was just something that I was nervous about it the whole week. They didn't. They came out strong. We came out fast. We hit a couple of big passes to Logan Faye, just a sophomore, and he's been working really hard, doing a good job. And we had to move some people around with the injury to Popo. We had to move Joe Derrick to tailback, and that kind of opened up the spot for Logan Faye. And Jesse was able to sit in the pocket, and he made a couple big plays. That was huge. And that's big for Faye. Just being a young guy making big plays. We've talked about it before on the show, but whenever we can get those young guys making some plays, that just furthers their development, and just helps the team out that much more.
And there's a play we'll see here in a minute where Jesse Vega, Logan didn't score on this one. He got down about the 1 yard line. But, Jesse Vega had some touch on the ball. It fell right in his hands, and it was a good job by Logan because he had a guy right in his hip pocket, right on him, just to catch it. And good, Jesse and Logan had a good connection there all night. And, when I seen that play, Logan just had to kind of lean back and hit him right in the hands, and that guy was right there. But it took a lot of concentration for Logan to catch that ball.
That was a really good throw, really good catch.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with, and like you were talking about earlier about the little things. That's what I've seen real big with Jesse Vega when he drops back. It seems like his mechanics, just little things, and it's got him looking awesome. His poise when he's in the pocket and how he delivers a ball is completely different from last year. He looks like a leader out there, and he can. He's real good at quarterback, real good at passing.
He's been getting better each week. Each week he's gotten better at his craft, the little skills that it takes to be, the quarterback, and he's really become a lot better leader too.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest things for the team is that he's just taken over that offense. He knows every play. He knows what everybody's supposed to be doing on every play, and that helped us. We're moving people to different spots. They can always look at Jesse, and he'll tell them what they're supposed to do.
And he's gotten real good on his reads. When I guess it's a replay. I'm just guessing that's what y'all call. It looks like he's reading and he pulls it. And now lately, when he's pulled it, it's wide open. He's running. He's the offensive line to clear the hole, and he's on his way to a touchdown. Like Friday night he had a pretty good run.
He hit some big runs this past Friday, and that's something we've been wanting to be better at. Each game we've been wanting to be better at that, and it's just kind of a slow process right now, just getting better at that, getting better at those reads, making the right decision at the right time. Because sometimes you can, pull the ball or make the read, but if you do it, split second too slow, it's not going to work. And that's just, we've been getting better at it in practice, and it showed Friday. He had a couple of big runs.
Yeah, and that's it was awesome watching that. You could tell that y'all coach awesome on the little things, like the reading, the play fake. Because at the start of the season, he may have been a little quick, and now, you watch him relax. He's watching everything, and he doesn't pull it too late or too soon. He pulls it just in time. They're going this way, he's going that way, or he'll give it, vice versa. And, I just noticed a lot of improvements on our kids' mechanics and discipline on them, and stuff like that. And it's a huge improvement from game to game. It just seems like they're getting better and better and better. And you've pitched 2 back-to-back shutouts, and nobody scored the last 2 games, and y'all put up a lot of numbers on offense. And it's just getting better as the season goes on. So it seems like we're hitting our stride, right before playoffs. It's going to be good to go into playoffs pretty good.
I think one of the biggest things is our confidence is going up. Just as each week has gone by, we're building confidence. And something that happens whenever the kids are confident, they're going to play fast. They're going to be able to play aggressive. We'll have less mistakes, things like that. They're not playing cautious, slow, things like that. That can really hurt a team. And I just think the confidence is going up, way up right now at a really good time. This back stretch of our district is going to be a lot harder than it's been right now. But the kids are they're hungry for it. They're ready for it. You know, they feel confident. You know, we're something that I talk about a lot at the beginning, like during 2-a-days in the summer and things like that is, you know, I want us to go out there and expect to win. You expect to win every game that you show up for. And I think that's something they expect right now. They expect to win, and that's huge.
Yeah, change their mentality a little bit.
You know, when I was always bring it back and connect everything in sports to rodeo because that's what I did. And growing up, my dad was like, "Hey, look, I can coach you, but I can't get out there and get on." I said, I can't do that." And that's one of the main things he would always say. He goes, "I can tell you what to do, but you got to trust me and trust yourself and have the confidence to all go out there and do it." I mean, you are sitting on a 2,000-pound bull. You're going to have confidence in yourself. Same thing with that quarterback like you're talking. He's finally feeling comfortable, and yet everything you've taught him, he's doing it, and it's showing. And another thing I noticed this week is our JV. You know, I think that's a great deal because some of those JV kids got that experience of sitting on the sidelines and then see those guys that are being leaders in the practice field go out there and do what they do. You know that's just going to pump up our JV team. You know that's going to make them play better on Thursday. And I think that was a great deal that they got to.
I think they were pretty excited. I know that. I know we wanted to have a JV game, but we just couldn't. And we were able to get them in on Friday night, and that was huge. And it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier with some of those young guys is the development. You know, getting that varsity experience, you know, at that young age is huge. Because playing from Thursday to Friday is a lot different. You know, it's a lot faster, a lot more things going on, and I think that was a really big deal, really good thing for our team. We do have a JV game this week, which is good. They will have an actual game because we hadn't had one in 2 weeks now. But I know they were excited. I mean, we had one kid that was his first football game experience in his life.
Oh, man.
You know, varsity game, so. That kid was thrilled, and the team was real excited about it. They had him break him out, you know, at the end of the game, so that was a big deal. And from what your dad was saying with the rodeo, that's something we always tell them. Says we can't go out there and play the game for you. Like, we're relying on you to execute. You got to do your job, do what you're told, and all that. That's something we always.
Yeah, and that's I think it also takes a great coach to get them to trust you to do it, and I think we're seeing it. And that's one of the things that goes back to, like I was telling you earlier, we thank y'all for that. We thank you for being a good enough coach to get the respect from these kids. I think that's what it is, you know, that we're seeing. And, yeah, that was – I mean, Friday night was a great game. I don't know. Are we going to watch the highlights of some of the plays that we just talked about? And great job here. I think this is the first play will be on Logan Fay. I think finally Logan broke off and got relaxed enough to do some stuff.
I mean, that's awesome right there. Nobody's around Jesse. And yeah.
That's the fastest Logan Fay's ever run in his life.
Hey, he was getting it. When he got the ball, we were going crazy up there. It was awesome.
This is the one where the quarterback takes it all the way in, right?
I think so. See that? Well, I don't want to let anybody know our secrets, but.
That's all right. That's just normal power read play.
That's what I was going to ask you. Feels a read play.
He's reading the end, and he took the running back, so Jesse took off.
And then we're talking about fumbles. Our defense, man.
Yeah.
Our defense is always on point. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm the defense #1 fan right now because I since game one, man. I mean, they came out and they took care of business.
This is the play I was talking about with the concentration of Logan, and I mean Jesse puts it right perfect.
Yes, this is a great throw by Jesse.
And see, that guy was right on the back of Logan, and the concentration to catch it.
Concentration by Logan.
And Lane's like lightning in a bottle. I mean, he's quick. I remember this play.
Real quick. I don't think the other team can really see him when he's back there either.
He went and shook hands with the other coach and then came back around and scored a touchdown.
That was another big run by Jesse.
Lane.
Yeah, this was out of our wishbone package, just a little option play that we have.
And he cut it upfield right. It was some good blocking. I don't know who.
He took off.
And this is Jose Munoz.
This is right off
yeah.
the first play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and he didn't have to run a play. That's what I was going to tell you. Our special teams are coming around also.
There was a big block right here by the sideline. I don't know who it was, right there. But, I mean, that just opened up that gap for Munoz to go all the way in for that touchdown.
DLG and Marco kind of opened that up. He's a great runner. He's got some good speed to him.
It seems like, he's got a lot of speed because right there as he took away, there's nobody around him. Once, he took off, it was pretty good.
And I honestly thought these boys were going to be – I mean, I think the week before those kids were faster than these guys. I thought these guys were going to be a little bit faster. Some of the players of the game. Once again, brought to you by Huddle, right? That's who's bringing you these players of the game and stuff. And 40-0.
74 total yards. I mean, you got to feel good for your defense.
Yes, defense is playing great right now. We're very excited about how defense is performing for us.
Do y'all keep up? Like, how much would it be, Coach, how many yards do you think the offenses have scored on our defense in the last – how many games have we played? I'm sorry, 7 games? I believe it's right, 7 or 6 games we've played. How many yards do you think they've probably gained on our defense since game 1? I mean, is there stats for that? Or
we do have stats for that. I don't know them off the top of my head. I know 74 this last week, and I know the week before was only 7 total. But it kind of went up. Brady gashed us pretty good early in the game, so they had probably around 200 or so, but we were able to shut them out the rest of the 3 quarters. But Menard was pretty low. It was less than 100, I believe.
Since
Blake didn't happen. I don't remember. The game was canceled. Mink was another one that was kind of iffy. They had some pretty good yards on us. But then Sonora, we held them pretty low. I can't remember exactly what that was.
The games we played this year, our defense has been great. Menard, we pitched a shutout there, I think. And then you go to Brady, they only score 14. And then ever since, since that game, we have just been on a roll. Offense, defense, everything's coming together. And you can see our guys, when they have a tough time, they fight back and stuff like that. And just seeing, special teams. Lane, he's come through. Jose's come through. It seems like wherever, special teams, offense, defense, they're all coming through. They're all, putting it together.
Right. And that's huge. I mean, for any success or for any team, the success is, the 3 phases, special teams, offense, defense. And been kind of hit or miss, early on is, we gave up a touchdown against Sonora, kickoff return. That was their only touchdown of the game. And then we kind of thought we got a little bit better, and then Big Lake runs a punt back for a touchdown, and just little things like that. And we slowly have gotten a lot better at special teams. Our returns have been pretty good because of the kids that we have back there. We've got some really quick, shifty kids back there, and I think those have been good all year. But where we've gotten better is our coverage, whether it's punt, kickoff, anything like that. Our kids have really understood what we're really wanting them to do now, because there's just back and forth as far as how we stop them or how we kick it, and just things like that they didn't understand. They didn't know why we were trying this or why we wanted certain things, and now it's clicking. Now they understand, and it's just we're getting better at all 3 phases.
And so, like Lane, when we watch him.
And one of the things we talked about, not to say we're bragging on our boys, but we are going to brag on the boys. This is the Lions Den. We got a first down this week. You're like, oh, the other team got a first down. I mean, and it seemed to us, it was like, man, it's been a while since we've seen one of those. And it's not bragging. It's just like, that just shows you how hard the defense has been working, because here we are. We see a first down. It's like, oh, man, we hadn't seen one of those, in a while from the other team. So, the Lions are looking sharp. They're looking good. And, man, y'all are doing a great job. Y'all doing a great job. And I think the kids we did have some injuries when the season started, right, Coach? I guess Munoz was one of the kids that was out. So, sometimes it makes you think, man, how much more could we have done just having 1 or 2 of those extra players,
Right. And he got hurt at the beginning of the Big Lake game. And that was a big deal. He got hurt kicking the ball, which I couldn't believe that happened. But, he got hurt kicking the ball, and, he was a huge part of our defense. And they end up throwing the ball quite a bit on us that night, and they're throwing to where he would have been, and so that hurt us quite a bit. And and of course, the biggest one since then, we lost Papo, and
Yeah.
that's huge for us. The experience that he had running the ball, and just the talent that he has running the ball, is huge. And not to mention, he was great on defense as well. He's one of our best defensive players.
And have the kids stepped up and used kind of that as a motivation, like, hey, we're going to do this for Papa. Because Papa's a senior, correct?
He is.
So I know some of them seniors are like, we're going to win something for you here, buddy. Because
They understand the shoes that we need to fill, and they're kind of all working to fill those shoes differently. It's not going to be just one guy doing it, and they're all kind of doing their part to fill those shoes and make sure we have equal production from what we had with Papo on offense and defense, making sure we get that out of different guys.
Well, pretty good game Friday night. It was a pretty good game, another shutout, and now we switch it over. We get ready for
Harper.
Harper's is where we're playing Friday night. We'll be playing at Harper's. So, what have you heard about Harper? I guess, Coach, is like.
I think one of probably the biggest things about Harper is, they're going to be better than the last two teams that we've played. No disrespect to those two teams, but they are going to be better. They've played a lot. They've played better opponents. And they've got more wins, and they've played better against really good teams, things like that. But one thing about Harper is they've got a good quarterback. First of all, he can run, and he's got a great arm, very accurate. He's number 10, kind of like Jesse, but and he's got big receivers. He's got 2 6-foot receivers that they move around and be on both sides or same side together. It makes it a challenge for our secondary guys, because we don't have 6-foot secondary guys. And they're really good about throwing it up to those guys. They're great at catching the ball. So that's something that's going to be different from the last 2 or 3 weeks really that we've played, is they're going to be able to throw the ball. And that's something they've been able to do it against all the teams they've played. They were able to throw on Mason whenever they were wanting to throw the ball. And the biggest thing for us is just getting pressure on the quarterback, the defense, which they're pretty good at. And I know Manny Venegas is just like chomping at the bit, because the past 2 weeks they've been running away from him just almost every play, and it's killing him. And so he's going to have a chance to, get some sacks, things like that in this game. But Harper, and they also have a pretty big front. Their O-line, D-line are pretty big guys. But I think one of the biggest things that we have over them will be our speed. I think we're a lot faster, and I think if we do give up a big play, we're going to be able to, not let them score. Like I said, I think last week, we may bend a little bit, but we're not going to break.
Yes, sir.
But it'll be a tougher challenge than what we've had the last 2 weeks.
And I think as fans, or us as fans, or parents, some of the people that do follow football, know football, your Brian Badillos, your Jamie Ramos, the guys that are on it, like talking, they already know about the other team. I mean, they love the sport, and their parents. I think we're ready to see our boys. It's one thing if we weren't like, well, we're doubting ourselves, but I think you could put us up against, well, I would say Dallas Cowboys, but I mean, a better team.
Might be
But
too easy.
yeah, you put us up against a good team. I think we'd take our team against anybody, just because, yeah, they might have taller guys out there, but we know that our coach and our kids are going to find a way to put a stop to that. And I know that our defensive line is going to work harder to try to get that quarterback before we throw that. So that's one of the neat things that I'm picking up. Yes, I've announced on the radio with Quinton, but now watching it and having to explain to what we're seeing and to the viewers, it's helped me a lot pick up little things like that where, man, I think we got a great team. I know we got a great team, and we're ready. We're ready for it. I mean, first thing I learned the first week was don't ask how we're going to do to get ready for this Friday, so I'm not going to ask that ever again. But I know we're ready. Coach, good luck. Good luck this Friday night. Coach Myers, once again, thank you for coming out. And man, you got some athletes, both of y'all, and all we can do is give you the corn. You got to put it in the cup and make it taste good. I don't know how.
Thank you for letting me be here. Appreciate it.
Quinton, any last words to our coaches?
No, I'm just excited for the all sports this year. It seems like we've had a huge turnaround with our kids and stuff, and I think it teaches them, a sense of responsibility. Because I knew in sports if I had to do this or I'm about to get it. That's just you learn those responsibilities, and I think that's one big thing about sports is it teaches you that kind of stuff.
One last thing. You're coming in here to work hard and be rewarded for your hard work. I think that's one of the good things that we're bringing into Ozona High School sports, and I'm a big fan of that. If you work hard for it, you can have it. If you don't, well, Mom ain't going to make a phone call and make you go to first string. You got to work for it, and that's what I'm coming from. I appreciate that, and I think that's great for our community. That's just going to make better athletes, better persons, regardless. And one last thing, cross country.
District cross country will be next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday
morning, 10 o'clock.
And how did we do last weekend? Would you know, Coach, or how that turned out?
I don't know. I know the girls won by a few points. The boys, I want to say they might have won it, but I know it was close if they didn't. But I want to say they did. They won the meet.
So, and we had that Saturday. So, good luck to our cross country team. Good luck, Coach Myers, getting the girls ready for basketball. I don't know when your first game is, or
we have a
scrimmage.
October 31st, and then we go from there. So we'll be in Eden on October 31st.
Okay. And Coach, once again, good luck this Friday.
Thank you.
Quinton, once again, you're driving. Thank you so much. I want to say thanks once again, Ozona National Bank, for bringing you the Lions Den every Thursday morning. And thank you, the fans. Don't forget, if you can't make it this week, look us up,
OzonaLions.com.
Thank you so much. See y'all next week. See you Friday.